deep in his volcanic lair, the evil Dr. Cesarian was plotting his next move against T-Rex with Ball.
At last I have devised the most evil plan in all of evildom to capture that treacherous, traitorous, troublesome T-Rex with Ball. He won't see it coming.
Meanwhile, our brave hero was out taking a walk in the countryside.
Huh? What was all that evil laughing about? Oh well. Oh, what a lovely day for a walk. Sure is a lot of greenery around here. I do wish there were some flowers. I love flowers. Oh, well, look at that. A flower. Let's have a sniff.
Oh, it worked.
Hello, and welcome back to Gardening with Andrew. Today we're looking at plant tags, or labels, to put, in the pot. You really need to label your plants because it's very easy to mix them up or forget. And if you have a whole bunch like we do here, you're not going to remember. It's just not a thing that's going to happen. So label the plants. I mean, a lot of plants, if you buy them in the store, they come with a label, but A, those have ads on them, and I don't want ads in my garden. And two, they all look different, and I like a kind of consistent look, plus they're kind of ugly, not really done by a graphic designer sort of stuff. So label your plants. It looks way better. It's sort of satisfying, and it helps you keep organized. In what I do is I write a number on each one. So I put that number into a spreadsheet, and I can make notes about each individual set of plants. That kind of thing. So helps me keep track of stuff. There's a lot of different kinds of labels out there, and I've tried a whole bunch of them, and I just wanted to share with you my findings, as it were, because they're all kind of terrible. Every single one has its pros and cons, but at the end of the day, I haven't really found a good one. So spoiler, they're all terrible. Let's just take a look at the things that I've tried so far, and if you have any recommendations, well, let me know. The first thing I tried was these guys, which you can slightly reuse. These are plastic. They make a slate version of these. I haven't ever tried the slate ones, but all you can really do with slate is write on it with chalk. And then when you water... Anyway, so I've been using these for a while. They look pretty good for a plastic thing. And you have to write on them with... some kind of color. I use white because classico, but you can't just use like a regular felt tip pen. I mean, you can, but you can't really see it. So I've been using a name brand, there we go, pen. See that? You shake it up and it's actually ink. It's like an ink in a pen, but you have to shake it up. It's really, really annoying to use when you just want to make one thing because you have to get it started, press the tip down and kind of get it going, and do it on a scratch paper, and then write a little bit, and then you realize it's all runny, and then you got to go back again. So it's annoying to do, but if you're doing a whole batch of them, it looks pretty good. So this one here for this dahlia is about 6 months old, I'd say, maybe more, and it's mostly held up. So in general, that kind of works. Yeah, and you can still actually read it, which is a positive. But it is sort of fading. It is plastic. It doesn't look great. Probably the best would be something like this, which is made out of terracotta or some other form of clay. And these are beautiful. They look good. They wick up water, so you can kind of tell if you need to water your plants. You can get these in sets. And they're just kind of nice looking. They'll last forever until you drop it, and then it'll break. But they only come with, 5 10 at most different types of plants. So what about your Chiji meat sai? Huh? Tatsoi? No, nothing like that. Just white people, different kind of flavors there. So it's fine, but it's limited. And if you grow like 2 types of carrots, you know. Probably the one I've used the longest are these guys, which if we just look at the back, this is made out of bamboo. So theoretically, a sustainable product. And they're cheap, and they are pretty cool looking. I don't know, I kind of like them, right? And you can write on them with marker, like a felt tip marker, or with pencil. I've done both. I like the look of the pencil better, because the felt tip, it gets in these striations here and it kind of bleeds a little bit. So, you know, it's a bit less legible than I would like. But over time, the pencil kind of wears out. So the felt tip definitely lasts longer, as you would expect. But either way, if you give it some time, they look like this. So can you read what that says? I can a little bit when I'm really up close to it. So you can see down at the bottom there, white thing, mold. It gets mold. It's actually growing black mold or of some kind into the little cracks. So it's very porous because the way the bamboo is made, it's like little lines of bamboo kind of lined up, glued together. So there's lots of surface area for guys to get into. So this is good if you can keep it dry. Like this guy, I've had for a while now, and it actually still looks okay because I've been avoiding watering it directly. This plant is very small, so I can just water in the plant, not around it, kind of a thing. So if you can keep these dry and the environment in general isn't too humid, like in a greenhouse, then they're perfect. The other option is this fantastic Christmas/birthday present I got, which are these bad boys. Oh, look at that, glinting in the sun. This is just straight up copper, maybe with something else, I don't know. It's beautiful, it's reusable, and it just looks, you know, really cool. And it's durable for the most part. And you put it on a stick like this, so you shove it in the little holes there. This is the fiddly bit. It's really easy. There we go. Get it slide up. And then I'm not sure if you're supposed to do that because then it bends. But it kind of looks cool when it's bent too. I don't know. There we go. Perfect. So easy. Those are pretty fantastic. And you can write on them with one of these bad boys. It says China marker. But I would know this as a grease pencil, right? And you have this little thing you can pull to when it gets dull, sort of a thing somehow. So I'm not really sure how that works, but this is theoretically waterproof. So it's like an oil-based pencil, right? Something like that. And you write on them. Over time, they look cool. So because it's copper oxidizes and gets a patina. On it, so it gets all these little speckles and different kind of colorations. So a good example would be something like that. You can still read it and it looks fantastic, but if you water it too much, it looks like this guy right here, which again looks really cool. It kind of matches the sort of blotchy chaoticness of a garden, so it belongs in there. It doesn't break the continuity of the natural look of the garden. However, it's illegible. The water, when you water from above, again, this is all because I'm watering from above, it stays on there in little glumps, right? Because water sticks to stuff. So those little glumps oxidize it faster, basically. So the patina forms faster where the water is, and it just gets it all blotchy. And then for some reason, it also sort of rubs off the grease pencil. So it sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't. There doesn't really seem to be much of a pattern with that one. I don't know. Some of them look fine. Some of them you can't read them at all. It's a weird mix, but very cool. And they look good. So visually, that's the best one for sure. Something I've been doing recently, because I have a lot of plants that I'm starting in an indoor greenhouse and then moving them to pots and then potting those on into bigger pots or putting them in the ground, I have a lot of plants flowing around. So the copper ones are great, the bamboo ones are okay, but I just don't have enough, and it's getting kind of absurd how many plants we have around here now, so I need something that's just fast, quick, and easy, and I've been using Popsicle Sticks. Oh, the classic. So you can get bigger ones as well, but the smaller ones fit in the smaller pots that I use right now, so keep it down. So these work well, and you can get 100 of these for $1. You know, they're not super expensive, not hard to find, but they also have the problem of the bamboo ones, which is they get all mucky. So that's the bit that was in the ground, and then there's the top bit there where I wrote. So I wrote on pen in this one. I guess you could use pencil, but this seems to stay a little bit better. Cheap as chips. I don't know. That seems like a good option, but none of it's going to hold up to rainy weather. So if it actually rains where you are, then forget about it. You know, any kind of wood-based one is just going to mold, and that's the end of that story. We also have this one, which is kind of the classic standard tag here. You could just write on it with a standard felt tip kind of marker sort of fella. These come in different colors, so you could organize by color. They last a long good while. The ink doesn't run or anything. Pretty waterproof. I mean, you know, they'll fade eventually, but that's not a huge problem in like the year cycle of a plant. So those are really good, except they're like weird colors. So they super duper stand out, which again is like makes it easy to find them. If you're losing them all the time, then that's helpful, but they don't match the aesthetics of the garden. That's what we're trying to do here. Make it look pretty, right? That's the whole point. So altogether, I'd say these are the best if you only have a few plants, and they're super duper reusable until you drop them. These are the coolest looking, without a doubt, reusable. They just get kind of a weird patina, which I haven't figured out a good solution for. And then Popsicle Sticks, super cheap, you know, good for mass production like we're doing here. And in general, plastic is so don't bother. Even though it's the cheap option, don't fall for it. Go for something wooden. It'll look better. It'll feel better in the garden. Again, continuity, trying to make something beautiful. Even if you're just growing food, it's still nature. It's still beautiful. You still want to look at it. You don't want little bits of plastic breaking up that experience. If any of you have a good idea for, you know, how to solve the problem of my inks running or fading away or anything like that, or if you have some other form of plant tags that would be useful, let me know. Maybe a comment in the thing down below. That's a thing that people do, right? The kids are into commenting. So, okay, thank you. Goodbye. Bye.